What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bad Influence Podcast. Today's episode is going to hit the nail on the head about the one thing that holds us back the most: thinking that we're perfect. Let's face it, we as humans suck. Oh yes, we do. We're flawed, we're inconsistent, and sometimes we're our own worst enemies. But what if I told you there's a way to suck less and actually thrive in this chaotic world? Well, let's dive deep into the inherent flaws of human nature and uncover strategies to turn those weaknesses into strengths. Buckle up, because this episode is about to get as real as it gets. Here's the truth. We all have our moments of self-doubt, impulsiveness, and poor judgment. I've been through all of them. Probably you have gone through all of them as well. I know a lot of people that are going through all of them right now. Here's the thing though. These flaws are part of being human, but they don't have to define you. Let me share with you how to overcome them, because I use these same steps and they help me a lot. But first, let's go over some of the flaws that we have as humans, because sometimes we don't even recognize them as flaws and just say, well, that's how I am. For instance, when it comes to self-doubt, one strategy is to challenge your negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. But for some reason, a lot of people don't like to do that. A lot of people get scared of confronting those flaws. But guess what? You have to confront them. You have to figure out what they are, and then you have to work through them to change them into something positive. Procrastination is a major flaw and a universal issue. It's that little voice in your head that says you can do it later. But later often turns into never, because you always say later every day. It's like, I can do it tomorrow, I can do it later. You know, I'm too tired, so later. And to combat procrastinations, you have to start by setting small, manageable goals. Break tasks into little chunks and use techniques like the Pomodoro technique to maintain focus. The Pomodoro technique is something that I use myself. That's why I like to talk about this. We made an episode about this not too long ago. So I would recommend you to try to use it, or at least search about it, because it can change a lot of things for you. Now, here's one important truth about we as humans. Because we as humans crave comfort, which can lead to stagnation. We often resist change because it's uncomfortable. However, growth happens outside your comfort zone. By 2024, we literally should know this by now. We should understand this concept so well that we're able to break our comfort zone. You have to push yourself to try new things regularly. Remember, discomfort is a sign of progress, believe it or not, because it is. It took me a little bit to understand this particular case. But once I was able to understand it, oh man, my life has changed, because I didn't like discomfort. I didn't like it. But then I understood that anytime I feel any type of discomfort, I just had to get through it and figure out what it's causing that discomfort, and then I figure out my problems. The other thing is the fear. The fear of failure can paralyze you. And it's bad, because it's important to reframe failure as a learning opportunity. Embrace your mistakes, analyze what went wrong, and use that knowledge to improve. Failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone to success. Let me share a personal story real quick. I had so much apprehension and self-doubt when I started this podcast. I questioned if anyone would listen or care. But by facing my fears head on and believing in my message, I've built a community that resonates with my content. If I, someone who has faced similar struggles, can do it, so can you. You're not alone in this journey. One common flaw that I see a lot of people having is perfectionism. Because you wait for the perfect moment, the perfect idea, or the perfect skill set. But in reality, perfection is an illusion. Aim for progress instead, not perfection. Start now and refine as you go. You grow as you go. You learn as you go. Another big one is laziness. Oh, yeah. The L word, right? You're lazy. As a lot of people will say, you're lazy, you don't do shit, you can never do anything. You're just laying in bed, playing your video games, do all this shit, right? Being on your phone. But here's the thing about laziness. It can stem from a lack of motivation or direction. And a lot of people don't understand that. They will accuse you of being lazy just because, according to them, you're not moving forward. But to combat laziness, you have to find your why. What drives you? What are you passionate about? Once you identify your purpose, use it as a motivator to push through the moments of inertia. Oh, yeah. Another flaw that we have as humans is indecisiveness. And this one comes from overthinking and fear of making the wrong choice. So we can never decide what we want. And in order for you to overcome this flaw, you have to simplify your decision-making process by setting clear criteria for your fucking choices. Trust your gut and take action. Remember, making a decision and learning from it is better than making no decision at all. Because when you make no decision at all, in the future, someone might make a similar decision, might make money off of it, might become successful from it, and you're going to be like, I should have done it like 5 years ago. That's indecisiveness. Now, here's the most important flaw that I want to talk about today. Blaming others for our shortcomings. Oh, yes. We like to blame others. I see it all the time. I used to do it, so I've been there, right? But here's the thing. This particular flaw is a natural defense mechanism. However, taking responsibility for your actions is empowering. Acknowledge your role in situations, learn from them, and move forward. Figure out what's causing the problem. You take control of your reactions. You take control of your situations, and then you move forward. And this mindset shift is not just crucial for personal growth. It's a powerful tool that puts you in control of your life. Negative self-talk can sabotage your progress, which is another flaw. But by replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, practicing self-compassion, and reminding yourself of your strengths and achievements, you can find peace with your imperfections. Your internal dialogue shapes your reality, so make it a compassionate one. That's one thing that people don't do for some reason. It could be because of something that was said to them when they were like 5 years old, 15 years old, whenever. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people have this particular flaw. They hate themselves. They treat themselves worse than they would treat an enemy. They call themselves names. They call themselves stupid. They call themselves idiots, shit like that. And when you do that, that's going to put yourself down. So that's why you have to make a compassionate tone when you talk to yourself. But here's the thing. Emotional intelligence is key to navigating human flaws because it involves self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and, most importantly, social skills. So invest time in understanding your emotions and how they impact your behavior. This will help you manage stress and build better relationships. A few years ago, I hit rock bottom emotionally. I was overwhelmed and didn't know how to handle my feelings. I was all over the place. But through therapy and self-reflection, I developed emotional intelligence. It transformed my life and it can transform yours because in my case, it improved both my personal and professional relationships. People could come up to me and actually talk, conversate. And a lot of people love that. Vulnerability is another thing that you have to understand. Even though it's often seen as a weakness, it is not. It's actually a strength because being vulnerable allows you to connect with others on a deeper level. So share your struggles and successes openly. This authenticity fosters trust and inspires others, which is important. It's something that you should aim for in your life because it doesn't matter if you inspire a stranger that you know nothing about. That's good, yes. But you can also inspire your kids. You can also inspire your family, your spouse, your friends, the people close to you. But in order for you to be able to get to this point, you have to start setting boundaries because that's essential for maintaining mental health. So learn to say no without feeling guilty. Prioritize your well-being and protect your energy. Healthy boundaries enable you to give your best to the people and activities that matter the most. When you have these healthy boundaries, you're going to be able to spend your energy and your time however you want. Now, after you have built your boundaries, you also have to understand that your habits shape your life. Identify the habits that are holding you back and replace them with positive ones. Start small and be consistent. Over time, these small changes will lead to significant improvements. Never stop learning. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, or listening to podcasts, continuous learning keeps your mind sharp and adaptable. So, embrace a growth mindset and seek knowledge in various fields. Don't just stick to what you know. Stay out of the comfort zone. Get out of the comfort zone. Learn something from a completely different field. Because here's the thing, life is full of challenges, and building resilience helps you bounce back from setbacks. Practice gratitude, stay optimistic, and surround yourself with supportive people. Resilience is about adapting and thriving despite adversity. Effective time management is crucial for success. Prioritize your tasks, eliminate distractions, and create a schedule that works for you. Use tools like calendars and to-do lists to stay organized and focused. And this is something that I have talked about before, so I'm just going to touch on it again because I think it's very important. And that is that physical health impacts your mental and emotional well-being. So exercise regularly, eat a balanced diet, and get enough sleep. Taking care of your body boosts your energy levels and overall productivity. And remember, rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Make time for rest and recover to avoid burnout. Incorporate relaxation techniques like meditation and deep breathing into your routine. A well-rested mind and body perform better. That's so true. If you're tired, you cannot give 100%. If you're tired, you might try to give 100%, but you can only give 10%, and then you feel bad about it. Another thing that you must understand, is that relationships are vital for a fulfilling life. So invest time in nurturing meaningful connections. Communicate openly. Show appreciation and be present. Strong relationships provide support and happiness and a sense of belonging. Contributing to your community gives your life purpose. Volunteer, mentor, or support causes you care about. Giving back creates a positive impact and enhances your sense of fulfillment. I found my purpose in helping others through this podcast. It's incredibly rewarding to know that my words and experiences can inspire and motivate you. So find what makes you feel alive and pursue it passionately. Embracing your flaws and working to overcome them is a lifelong journey. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. You have the power to suck less and thrive more. Keep pushing, keep growing, and never stop believing in yourself. Until next time, stay badass and keep challenging your limits. That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Bad Influence Podcast. If you found value in today's discussion, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Follow us on social media for more motivation and tips to crush your goals. Remember, you're capable of amazing things. Don't let your flaws hold you back. Keep striving to suck less and thrive more. See you next time. Have a great day.